What's the situation with Liam Noble's injury having to come off? That's another blow when you already had a couple of injury problems going into the game.
Well, I mean, we had a couple this week and we've had to adjust. And Troy being out I thought was going to be a big loss. I thought Danny come in and done well, and then Becky coming in as replacing for Lee. I thought that was going to be a big loss. So there was a bit of disruption, but as again, I've said it all along. We need a big squad, and we need a squad that's capable of competing in any game we play. And you need replacements to come off the bench or to come into the setup and know exactly what the duty is within the team. And we've been doing an awful lot of work within the shape of the 11, but I've been asking the players who haven't been involved to pay special attention, and if they can affect it from the bench coming on, it's important to do that. So they're all getting behind at the moment, and confidence is now going to be extremely high going into next week's game, so we look forward to that.
Lee Miller couldn't make it today after coming off last week. Any sort of time scale on how long we might be missing him for?
Well, it looks like he has a grade 2 tear of his calf. I think it's 2.5 centimetres. It depends how quickly he heals, really. I think the length of time is looking at the moment to be about 4 weeks. So obviously he's a week already into that. So if we can get him back quicker, brilliant. But I think today I'd like to focus on the players who played and just say a big thank you to them, because it's been difficult. The 4-6 games, confidence was hugely affected rather, and they've managed to turn it around, and they've shown how good they can be.
Have you any idea what Liam's done, and any idea on how long that might keep him out for at this stage?
No, I mean he's damaged his thigh. I'm not sure if he's pulled it, strained it, or just got a knock. I'm not too sure, but he was struggling. He certainly wasn't himself early in the game, but hopefully he gets that sorted, and we have him for the next weekend.
And I know you did want to focus on today's game, but with Troy, of course, he missing what was the last game of his loan from Swindon. Any further news on that? Are you hopeful, or have you managed to extend it?
No, there's sort of one or two issues with that we're trying to get to the bottom of and see if we can. And if we can, we'd love to have him. But I mean, he's been a massive part of what we've done, and a massive part of the 2 wins previous. So it's certainly somebody that we'd love to keep. But I think there's a lot of work to be done on that one. Just as yeah.
Just a final one from me, Graham. Have the board said to you, have they told you their thoughts on this ongoing process to whether they're going to appoint you or someone else as manager? If they've given you an indication of when they might make their mind up?
Well, they want to meet me Monday, so I'm hoping it's here's the job. I'm not taking it for granted, but I'm hoping that's maybe what it is. But I think we probably couldn't have done as a staff and as a group any more than we've already done. But either way, I mean, I'll just look now, prepare now for next week. Focus the minds of the players come Tuesday, and we'll have a good week's training again. And as I say, the previous 3 games now are gone. They don't count for anything. It's what happens going forward. So that's the message we'll send. But if they want to be reminded there's 3 and 3, they want to give me the job, I'll shout it from the rooftops.
Very best of luck in that meeting, and well done today.
Lovely, thanks.
Your half-time team talk, was that the sort of the fiercest you've been, to try and lift the performance?
Yeah, because as I've said all along, there's ways to lose games. I thought, we said just after half-time when the players went back out, it's not systems that win games, it's players. But obviously systems play a huge part in the mentality of the players, and obviously how they create the overload if they're brave. We were the home team today, and I said to them, whatever way they play, it's important we get in the faces and compete all over the pitch and be aware that we're going to have to win second balls and hopefully then inflict their game on them. But we weren't really able to do that for great spells today. And I was annoyed with certain aspects of how we played. I was annoyed with certain individuals, so I let them have it, and then I tried to calm down and become collected in what I thought. And to be fair to them, we got a reaction, and that's what it's all about. I think they know the manner in which we work now. They know what's expected of them, and when they don't get it, they'll be told. But likewise, I'd like to think the players would back me up on this. I love giving praise. I love wanting to tell people how well they've done. I like showing visibly how well they've done, and I'll continue to do that. But to keep the standards as high as we want them to be, it's important that they put demands on themselves.
Is this a game that we might not have won a few weeks ago, coming off a bad run? Now that the team's got into the winning habit a bit and the winning feeling, hasn't it? Does that change things?
Yeah, it has. Of course it has. I mean, winning games definitely gives you the little bit of luck you need. I mean, it's obviously difficult for Chris, I'm sure, because he must be so frustrated at the end of that game, thinking the amount of chances. They probably created more chances in today's game and got in at our keeper than they have done in all the games they played. But we've got to take it, because I know there's games this season and last season where we've performed well and we haven't got the result we deserve. So while we're on the crest of that wave, we've got to take every advantage. And going down the line, I'm sure there's going to be games where we don't get the result we want. But I just hope for Chris's sake that he keeps his job, because he's a really good guy, and I think he's a very good football man.
A couple of injuries just sort of cropping up in the last week or so. If you do get the chance to take it forward next week, will you be looking to strengthen? Is it something you'd like to do to fill a couple of gaps maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's become clear that we are light in numbers now. We've got a lot of young lads in the squad, and we've got a lot of young lads on the bench who are inexperienced, and I don't think we can continue with the group we have without help. They need help, and obviously we're going to try and do something if we get the opportunity this week. And that was always the case from day one. I had said to John, I had said to the chairman, if we get the opportunity, the right player comes along, will you back us? And to be fair, they've been absolutely first class.
Is it good to have the 3 in a row thing dealt with now? It's been talked about a few times in the last few years, I suppose. We can't talk about it now, can we?
No, you'll be talking about 4 in a row, won't you? that'll be the next thing. But listen, as I said, it's important every day we apply ourselves, and then next week will come along and we deal with that when it does. But I just told them at the end of the game, it's important as a group we realise how potentially good we can be, and not even with the ball, but just in terms of our shape and honesty. So it's a platform we're giving ourselves, and we look to try and win away next week assuredly.
Is it going to be a nervous weekend for you now, between now and Monday, until you meet in?
No, not at all, no. I'll spend some time with the family. I'm going to have a game with golf tomorrow afternoon. I'll take my son to football in the morning, so I've plenty to occupy my mind with. And no doubt there'll be a couple of glasses of wine in there as well. So,
always helps,
yeah, always helps take the edge off. So listen, I'll speak to them Monday, and hopefully we have some news. Hopefully we can, hopefully they ask me would I like to be manager. Hopefully we can get something resolved, and I'm sure we can. I'm sure if they ask me the question, they know what the answer already is going to be, I'm sure. I mean, it's been a roller coaster 3 weeks. I mean, there genuinely isn't enough hours in the day. It takes me an hour and a half to drive home, as it's always done. But an hour and a half seems to be half an hour now, because I'm constantly on the phone, and there's the phone never stops ringing. I mean, I went for some food with the family there within the first 6 or 7 days, and my wife said, "Look, this can't continue. By the way, you're going to have to switch off." I think you were the one who actually ringing me, and but that's what it is. And to be honest, you live it, you breathe it. It's great when you're winning. It's difficult, obviously, when you're losing. And I'm sure Chris is finding it difficult at the moment, but I've no doubt they'll turn it around, and I hope they do.
The emotional side of it, I've just seen it in there, that does drain you. Is that something else that you're having to deal with?
Well, somebody said to me the other week, it's a lonely place when you lose. Well, we haven't experienced that yet, but they never told me how physically drained you would be after the game. And today is the first time I felt really exhausted. I mean, we were trying to think of all different ways to stop their rhythm and to stop their flow, and we couldn't really do it. I mean, other than the great bit of work Matty Robson done down the left and gets us the goal, we were fighting for our lives, if you like. So it's one of them. I mean, we take the win today, and we'll enjoy it, but there's a lot of work needs to be done with everybody, and we'll continue to try and progress this club forward.